Earlier this week, President Trump proposed that Congress suspend the federal gas tax in response to soaring prices at the pump because of the war with Iran. But the president getting pushback now from lawmakers, including some in his own party. Let's bring in Scripps News Group senior congressional correspondent Nate Reed this morning with a look at what are the chances this actually gets done and why lawmakers are a little skeptical about this proposal. Nate, good morning.
Yeah, Blaine, that's a fair characterization. Republicans have had about a week to digest this one. Remember, it takes Congress to suspend that 18.4-cent federal gas tax, even temporarily. At this point, though, some Republicans saying that they have some serious concerns, and that includes the Senate Majority Leader John Thune, who told me earlier this week that he's not been supportive of suspending the federal gas tax in the past and has concerns about what the effect could be on the Highway Trust Fund, on the money that is used by the Department of Transportation to upkeep our nation's roads. I mean, a whole lot of highways in Norfolk, some of them coming up here to Washington, D.C., certainly concerns there that if that money were withheld even temporarily, that could have a detrimental effect on America's interstate highway system. So, again, those concerns coming from the Senate Majority Leader, but other Republicans say that they have other concerns. That 18.4% gas tax might just not be enough to really move the needle meaningfully on the high gas prices that we've seen, according to AAA. Over $4.50 a gallon in most places in the U.S. right now. Senator Tom Tillis telling me earlier this week that he has concerns about suspending that tax because at some point, lawmakers are going to have to put it back. Take a listen.
It's an artificial deflator, right? And it's at the expense of billions of dollars that go in the Highway Trust Fund. They just arbitrarily doing 18 cents on a $4 nut. I mean, how soon is it before people forget? And then you have the after action, right? Sooner or later, you got to kick it back in, which means it goes up 18 cents at some point in the future. So everybody's got to just think through the mechanics.
That's what Republicans have been saying. Here's what Democrats are saying. Democrats, by the way, tried to suspend the gas tax around the last midterm elections during the Biden presidency. Same concerns about high gas prices. What Democrats have said is the best way to lower gas prices, ending the war with Iran, which almost all, if not all, Democrats appear to be opposed to. Again, at the same time, a lot of questions about what direction that's going. President Trump returning today from China. It'll be interesting to see if he picks up that pushing Congress to suspend that gas tax ahead of the midterms. But as you just heard there from Senator Tillis, concerns that 18.4 cents a gallon might not be enough. There's also concerns that if they get rid of that, gas prices, nothing would actually force gas stations to lower prices. They could just leave gas prices exactly where they are and take that 18.4 cents as profit while the gas tax is suspended. So safe to say some concerns about doing that, removing that gas tax even temporarily. Blaine?
A lot of people talking about that, too. I'm just going to stay home, not drive this weekend, and think about how cool Nate's Blazer is. It's 6:49 right now.
Good solution.